let's move on to the arm, and we need to know the major muscles of the arm. And so I'm going to show you the list. And the list is basically divided into two categories that I'm going to help you with. We have upper arm and we have lower arm. Let me get this in focus a little bit here. Okay, that kind of helped. All right, so the first part of our list from deltoid down to brachialis, these are the upper muscles, upper arm muscles. And so I want to go over those first. And then the other 6 are going to be your lower arm muscles below the elbow. And we'll break these up kind of further. But before we do anything else, let's talk about these upper arm muscles. So the upper arm muscles, deltoid, the 3 tricep muscles, biceps brachii, brachialis. Now, your lab manual on page 58, I believe. Nope, I'm sorry. It's not 58. Our lab manual, page 55, is going to show us the arm. And I got to be honest with you, these pictures suck. They really are not very good. All right? And so what I'd like to do is, I mean, you can study this, of course, and look over these pictures. I just do not think they're very good. And here on an online class, this can be a little bit of a challenge, but I am going to try and use my model. What I'm going to do is I'm going to detach his arm. All right. And I'm going to show you the muscles using his arm. So this is a left arm here. And first of all, you know, the first muscle is the deltoid. That's your shoulder muscle. It's named after its shape. Looks like a triangle. So, you know, your shoulder muscle is your deltoid. All right, so if I just quickly go here, you've got deltoid right there. That's the deltoid. Then our upper arm muscles, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to work from the front around the arm. And so this is a left arm, so I'm going to work laterally. So I'm going to start on the front, and then I'm going to go around lateral. And so, you know, the number one most famous muscle there is biceps brachii, which is, you know, this muscle here. Every kid that, you know, comes up and shows you how strong he is always flexes his biceps brachii. So this muscle here is biceps brachii. Then if we go around, we can just name all of the upper arm muscles. It's actually pretty easy. So our biceps brachii, and then if I rotate to the outside, the next muscle is brachialis. And then I further rotate around, and I'll get to triceps lateral. And then I rotate one more time around, and I get to triceps long head. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take off. Let's take off if I can. This is a brand new model, so he's really, no pun intended. No pun intended. He's kind of stiff. So I just took off deltoid, and let's go over these muscles one more time. So our front muscle is biceps brachii. Then we rotate. The next muscle is brachialis. It's early morning, okay? You know, give me a break. Brachialis. Then the next one over, triceps lateral. And then on the back, kind of the bottom of your arm, is triceps long. Now, there is one other one on your list called triceps medial. And triceps medial, you cannot see on our models or diagrams because you have to split open, kind of pull triceps long and triceps lateral apart, and inside it is triceps medial. So put a little asterisk by triceps medial because you need to know it's a triceps muscle, but you do not have it directly on the test. All right. Okay, so that's the upper arm. Now let's do the lower arm muscles. And the lower arm muscles are kind of broken into two categories. They are going to be either flexors or extensors. Now, before we do anything, just think about this. Flexors, see, how am I going to do this? I gotta work on my video skills here. Flexors are going to flex your wrist like this. So see, I'm flexing my wrist. So flexors are on the inside of your arm. Then we have extensors. Extensors extend your wrist like this. So they're going to be on the opposite side. So we have flexors, extensors. So when we look at this list, what I want to do first is just label these as these are either flexors or extensors. Now, some of them are obviously easy because they actually have the words flexor and extensor in their name. So that makes things a lot easier, right? So I'm going to write flexor. And then let's write extensor. And I'm going to put little asterisk stars by the flexors, and I'm going to put little circles by the extensors. Well, these are easy because, flexor carpi radialis. Well, flexor carpi radialis is a flexor. Flexor carpi ulnaris is a flexor, right? Extensors, extensor carpi ulnaris. Extensor digitorum, these are extensors. And then we've got these two funky ones, Brachioradialis and Palmaris Longus. I wish they'd put this list in order, but they don't do it. Brachioradialis is an extensor, and Palmaris Longus is a flexor. All right? So that means that Brachioradialis, extensor carpi ulnaris, and extensor digitorum are going to be on the kind of the outside of your arm to flex, all right? And then, of course, Palmaris longus, flexor carpi ulnaris, and flexor carpi radialis will be on the inside to flex your arms. All right. So let's look at these. Now, I'm going to use this same arm, except I think I'm going to use my dot cam for this because it's really hard to zoom in and show you. So let me get my dot cam set up. We're going to do the flexors first. So I'm going to lay this down, kind of adjust this maybe. That's still not tall enough. All right. This is fancy. What I can do is I can put it this way. All right. So let's do flexors first. So flexors. The key is looking for these tendons. You see these white tendons? They're going to the palm of your hand. So the first one I'm going to find is Palmaris longus, because Palmaris longus goes to the palm of your hand, hence its name. All right, so let's see if I can get this a little bit better. That's much better, isn't it? Hey, I'm getting this camera figured out. You know, after making hundreds of videos for both lecture and lab, I'm finally figuring it out. Okay. Now, what you do is don't look up here where you have to find the muscle. Look down at the tendon. So there is a tendon that goes right to the center of the palm of your hand, right here, and it continues on. And so the muscle right in the middle, if you follow this tendon from the palm of your hand, you have Palmaris Longus. So this is Palmaris Longus. All right. Now, you've got two other. You got Flexi Carpi Radialis, Flexor Carpi Ulnaris. Well, the radius, that bone, the radius is on the thumb side, and the ulna is on your pinky side. So all you got to do is go, okay, if this is Palmaris Longus right here, then the muscle on my thumb side is Flexor Carpi Radialis, and the muscle on my pinky side right here is Flexor Carpi Ulnaris. These are the three flexors that you have to know. Palmaris Longus is the one in the middle. Always find it first. Then on your thumb side, this is the thumb side is Flexor Carpi Radialis. The pinky side, Flexor Carpi Ulnaris. Wow. Piece of cake. Now, I'm going to flip it over and we're going to look at the back of the hand. All right, so let's look at the back of this hand. And on the back of the hand, let's see, I'm going to use my mouse as a prop here. Hold them up. All right. So we've got three muscles on the back of our hand, the extensors. The first one is the obvious one. It's the big one, Brachioradialis. So this is Brachioradialis. Now, to kind of give you an idea of Brachioradialis, let me just show you here. So Brachioradialis is this muscle. It's this muscle right here. I call it the Popeye muscle. Because if you know Popeye the Sailor Man, he's got these big muscles. Well, whoever drew him, I can't think of the guy's name, but whoever drew him didn't make it Biceps Brachii. He actually made the big muscles Brachioradialis, this muscle right here. I don't know why you would do that. That's kind of weird. But that is the Popeye muscle. So this is the Popeye muscle, Brachioradialis. Now the other two, Extensor Carpi Ulnaris and Extensor Digitorum, are going to be on the back of your arm. Now the one I like to look for first is Extensor Digitorum because it's Extensor Digitorum. It extends your digits. So what you got to do is find all these tendons. See all these tendons that are going to your fingers are all coming up and fusing into one muscle. Right here, the one that says 22. That muscle is Extensor Digitorum. All right. And then Extensor Carpi Ulnaris is on your pinky side next to it. So it's this muscle right here. And I get questions, is there a Extensor Carpi Radialis? And the answer is yes, but it's not on our list. So we have Brachioradialis. Extensor Digitorum goes to our digits. And then we have Extensor Carpi Ulnaris going towards our pinky. All right. Well, that is our arm. I didn't really want to use the book too much because I think the pictures suck. So make sure you go over those and we're moving on. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. Awesome.